The studio is not finished yet. My mother was in here until like 6 a.m. getting it all ready. Seems like it's going smoothly enough. I'm gonna go get her some coffee, then I'm gonna get home. And it's time to do some editing. Black for me. Well, I've been putting this off for a good amount of time. Ow! Oh! Damn it! The first real class is going on right now back there. Seems like the speakers are doing well. Setup is all good, sort of. I can go now. I will leave it in the teacher's capable hands. I've eaten enough junk food for like the past 2 lifetimes in the past 2 days. Oh, it is time to actually get some real groceries, real food, cook like a real man, like a real human. You know, speaking of food, I just saw a quote that apparently is attributed to Benjamin Franklin that said, if you want to lengthen your life, lessen thy food. In my experience, I feel a lot better when I eat less, but I'm also not quite as happy when I eat less, because the only thing I can think about is eating. I've said this before, but I don't think I've said it on the vlog. If I can choose a way to die, I want to go out eating way too much food and basically dying of eating too much. Lots of stuff to talk about. First and foremost, let's do this unboxing. So this is a cable for the CD player at the new studio. We don't use CDs, but the people who own the place, they use CDs, which I find hilarious and kind of inconvenient. Dual RCA to 1/4 inch so that I can plug this up to the mixer. That is pretty boring, standard stuff. Okay, but we need to talk about something. First, I said, if there's something you want me to do in the vlog that would entertain you, I'll do it. And you guys asked for a couple things. We can do all of these. I just gotta find the time for it. So Yuri Ikeda says, lip sync battle between you and your mom, thy will be done. Rob Pablo says, show us you making music. I will do that tonight. Chris Prouse says, I'm always curious to learn more about other people's editing workflow, process, mindset. I would like to do videos like that. I'm definitely gonna put that on the list. Mike Trong says, dance, a montage of dancing is always welcome. Scout Dawson says, I second this, go dance in the street again. Jan D said, make it happen, Robby. Thy will be done. So shall we make a song? First thing I want to do you agree or disagree with this statement? Don't make your hobby work. I do video work for a living. I do freelance video production, so I'll do work for companies. Andrew and I are actually doing a wedding on Saturday. I'll do whatever.
I'll do whatever, nigga. Shakes all that extra ketchup hit. You need some napkins, you feel me?
Video making is like my favorite thing. Editing the vlog every morning, I love it so much. So basically, I've made my hobby work because I would do this whether I was getting paid for it or not. The vlog is a perfect example. I don't get paid for that. I'm bringing this up because I was listening to the Benchcast with Bill and Wyatt, and they were talking about this exact thing. But I can see both sides of it. So I've had 3 real jobs in my life. The first one was doing subtitles for Japanese animation. The second one was being a Zumba instructor and owning the studio. And the third one has been video production. So all 3 of those were in some form or another spawned from my interests. The anime job I got because I like anime. So I was like, Subtitles, I'll try subtitles. It turns out that job was incredibly boring, which by the way, when I say subtitles, I don't mean that I was translating. I got scripts from the translators and then I just edited the scripts and put them into the videos. It's very dry, but it made me find my next job, which was the Zumba studio. Because while I was doing that job, every day at lunch, I would go to the YMCA and I would exercise. That was the only thing that I liked doing during the day. And I saw a guy teaching a class, and I didn't know it was a Zumba class at the time, but he was just doing like these dumb dance moves, and all the people were just having like an amazing time, and I was like, I don't know what that is, but I want to do it. So long story short, I moved back home, we started the Zumba studio, and I loved it. When we first started, I loved it every day. Man, it was great. We were teaching like 9, 10 classes a week, but I got burned out on it really badly. And there were other circumstances that came up that caused me to get burned out on it faster, but both of those jobs started out as hobbies, sort of. The Zumba was definitely a hobby because I love dancing. And when I turned that into work, I started to hate it. Subtitling is a little different because I didn't know what that was. I just liked anime, so I went towards my interests. This third job, video production, I've been doing this for about 2 years now. It's weird, but it's only gotten better. The possibility always exists that it can get worse. I'm not gonna jinx it by saying it's only gonna keep getting better, but I think it's perfectly reasonable to make your hobby work, and I think it's perfectly reasonable to say that making your hobby work would be a terrible idea, because I've experienced both of them. On the one hand, I've had a lot of success doing freelance video that I basically lucked into just because I liked making videos. And on the other hand, I taught Zumba, I got super burned out on it, and I didn't even want to do it anymore. Which, by the way, I actually enjoy doing it again. I taught my first class in like 6 months the other day. It was fantastic. I want to start teaching again. But I think what I'm trying to get at is that I think go for it, man. Like, if you make your hobby work and you end up hating your hobby, so be it. Another thing Bill and Wyatt brought up is that when you get into work that was a hobby, it's like turning somebody who's a friend into like a romantic relationship. Sometimes you can never go back. In that instance too, I would 100 out of 100 times turn that friendship into a romantic relationship if I thought there was a good possibility that that romantic relationship would be a good one. Also, I'm a very strong believer that just because, in general, I'm gonna fall on the side of turn your passions and your interests into work. If they don't work out, you burn out and you never wanna do it again, it was still worth it. It's kind of like that quote from the movie Gattaca. Well, this is a spoiler for Gattaca, by the way.
How are you doing this, Vincent? How have you done any of this? You want to know how I did it? This is how I did it, Anton. I never saved anything for the swim back.
It'll work out or it won't, but you'll move on to something else. I mean, things do not have to last forever. Nothing does. Okay, so anyway, I don't know how I got into that topic. Oh, right, because of the bench cast. But let's make a song, but this time let's use real instruments. So let's use the drum set, let's use the marimba, and then we'll use the keyboard for other stuff to fill it out. Let's do it. So when I write music, the first thing that I do is I just start playing on the keyboard. If there's a theme that I'm going for, I'll try to fit that theme. I know rhythm way better than I know melody. That's what I usually go for, is I'll start with a rhythm, try to find a melody that fits with that. I'll start with chords sometimes. So I kind of like that sound. That sounds kind of cool. So I don't know. So then we need to make it change, right? That's always the tough part because I don't know music theory very well. So like if I come up with something cool like this. So I have in my head a way that it could go. So like boom, 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 even if I didn't know music theory and I could sing, I could try to be like, oh hey, what is this note? Let me put it down. Instead, I just have to hunt for it. So before I forget any of that, I want to at least put the first part down. So we're gonna go with a tempo of 130. Okay, cool. So we basically have the beginning melody in. What we do next is we do something called quantization, which basically makes the rhythm perfect. Okay, so that's good. Let's put that at the beginning. So it's gonna play twice. So that's the basic idea that I'm trying to go with. Let's flesh that out right now. So when I both listen and write to music, my favorite thing in the world is when a song makes you go like this. I write music that makes you feel like you're busting through the heavens. That's like my goal. Whether I succeed or not, that's completely up to your preferences. But that's the next part that I want to do. I want to have like that struggle. I've got something going, sort of. But this is the hard part because I got to find the notes. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so now that we got that, we just quantize that real quick. Okay, that sounds great. Put that in and we repeat it twice. And I know what I want the next part to be already. It's something like this. Something like that. Okay, let's do this. Let's do. That's almost good. I don't like the way that ends yet. Okay, so one thing I could mess with is instrumentation. So instead of just using this piano, I could break this up into like orchestra parts, synthesizer parts. I could do all sorts of stuff. But just for today's purposes, let's leave it at piano. Next, we need to add drums. So let's bust out the drum set. I technically majored in video production. This is true. But 90% of what I know and learned was outside of school. And literally, I made 2 videos the entire time I was in college. 2 videos. It's pretty much hilarious how I thought that I knew what hard work was before I graduated. I had never worked a hard day in my life. And it's funny how like you don't realize until much later that you can be a self-starter on anything. Just start doing it. Don't wait until you're bona fide. Just start doing it. It's actually kind of funny because YouTube came out. My senior year of college was 2006 and 2007. Oh, there was a bug on it. YouTube came out in 2006. And I remember I posted a video to YouTube. We made like this video that was using sound effects to make it look like my roommate was pooping. We got 18,000 views on that video. And in my head, I didn't see any utility in posting videos to YouTube. It just I was like, why would I post any videos to YouTube? I don't regret this because it's not a big deal and I have taken the path in life that I've taken. But why, oh why, did I not start uploading videos every single day in 2006? I would have 8 million subscribers right now. Okay, that sounds good. Whether we plug in these headphones. Okay, so for the purposes of our song, that is good enough. Plus, I'm gonna have Nathan, my buddy, who is a professional drummer. I'm not like just bragging about him. He is actually a professional drummer. He gets paid to drum. He will do the drums. Okay, so we are just going to take that second take I did, and we're gonna loop that. So I don't always do this, but one thing I like to do is I like to take something like this and then solo on an instrument and then just play with that. Either I actually come up with a melody or I just solo and I do different stuff like every verse. So let's play the marimba and let's solo and see what I come up with. Okay, so anyways, that's kind of like basically how a song gets made for Adventure Archives. That's just how I make songs in general, but take what we just did, a lot more time and a lot more refinement, and that's what we do for the episodes on Adventure Archives. That's why it takes so long to edit, because we make original music. I mean, even if we were just editing, it would take a long time. With original music, with narration, with everything else, 300 gigabytes of footage, it takes a long time to edit. But anyway, yeah, that's gonna do it. That'll do it. Oh, baby. Okay, this chicken soup is turning out very well. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Thank you for watching. There's probably like a couple thousand on those pants. Like literally. Not even hyperbole.